Saudi Arabia has signed a long-sought nuclear deal with the United States, a move that could shape the kingdom's future for decades. For more than 5 years, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has pushed for an agreement that would let Saudi Arabia enrich uranium on its own soil. Despite opposition from American officials and experts worried that the technology could be used for weapons, the deal was sealed on a Wednesday in Riyadh, deepening ties between the two nations at a time of regional uncertainty. The civilian nuclear agreement is a triumph for the Crown Prince. It signals that Saudi leadership still views its alliance with the United States as essential, especially as tensions flare over the U.S. war on Iran. The joint U.S.-Israel campaign against Iran triggered a wave of attacks on Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states that host American military installations. In this context, securing nuclear technology is seen as both a strategic advantage and a sign of prestige within the region. Nuclear reactors can take more than 10 years to build, so this deal locks Saudi Arabia into a partnership with American tech that will last well into the future. By gaining the ability to enrich uranium domestically, the kingdom gains the potential to supply its own steel industry and the power grid, and it positions itself as a peer or even a step ahead of Iran's nuclear capabilities, all under a U.S. endorsement. Karen Young, a political economist at Columbia University, describes the deal as a moment for Saudi Arabia to project power, both politically and electrically. "They're betting on that going forward," she says. The agreement is also seen by the Trump administration as an opportunity to bring Saudi Arabia further on its side as it navigates the broader regional conflict. However, the relationship isn't without friction. Many Gulf officials have expressed frustration with President Trump's conduct in the war. The conflict has spread rapidly across the region, killing civilians and straining oil-rich economies. The Crown Prince and the President have generally been close, but they clashed in May when Saudi Arabia refused to allow U.S. forces to use Saudi airspace for a tanker escort operation through the Strait of Hormuz, a corridor tightly controlled by Iranian forces. In that charged atmosphere, the nuclear deal appears as a carrot, a U.S. goodwill gesture offered to Saudis that feel frustrated by certain U.S. policies. Bloomberg Economics' Dina Esfandiari notes that the agreement can be seen as a political gift at a time when Saudi Arabia is looking for new strategic partners. Day to day, the implications are substantive. The deal means infrastructure investment that follows U.S. standards, shared expertise, and a long-term technology pipeline, all of which could reinforce Saudi Arabia's energy security and export potential. At the same time, it cements a security relationship that may influence how the kingdom responds to Iranian actions or other regional threats. In short, the agreement is far more than a trade of technology. It is a symbolic endorsement of Saudi Arabia's pursuit of a modern, energy-independent future, while also deepening a military and diplomatic bond that both leaders hope will endure the West's evolving Middle Eastern strategy. For now, the kingdom's new nuclear capacity marks a significant leap forward on a path that started more than half a decade ago, and it will likely reverberate. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more updates on how this deal could reshape the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East.